The US is experiencing intense storms, while the temperatures in some western states could break records. And European countries have had to close major tourist destinations to keep people indoors. North America correspondent Carrington Clark is following it all for us. Good morning, Carrington. Starting in the northeast, where you are, how bad's the weather?
Well, good to speak to you, Lisa. Once again, the northeast here in the United States is being battered by storms. It's not only dealing with extreme heat, but these storms continue to pound the area. And this is particularly problematic because we have had such a run of storms. The land was already soaked, which means that when we're getting this deluge, it's causing flash flooding. At least 4 people have already lost their lives in Pennsylvania. Another 3 people are still missing. Rescuers are looking for them. We've seen widespread plane cancellations. Once again, there's travel chaos here in the United States. But what we're also hearing from the governor of New York is that she believes that this might just be the type of conditions that people in her state will need to get used to.
This is possibly our new normal. This is the kind of weather that even what should normally be a beautiful beach-going Sunday in July can turn into a devastating catastrophe because of Mother Nature. As if the rain coming out of the sky isn't enough, if you start looking up tomorrow, you're going to see similar situation to what we had a couple weeks ago because of the air quality degradation resulting from the wildfires in Canada.
As Governor Hochul points out, there has been many days during the summer where the skies have been blanketed with the smog, the ash that's coming from those wildfires that continue to burn in Canada, because this does not just affect the United States, it affects the entire North American continent. And what we're also seeing today is extreme temperatures over in the West Coast. So Death Valley is at the moment predicted to hit a high of 53 degrees Celsius. I think the last, just before I came on air, it saw at about 51 degrees. We'll see if it hits that level. That won't be the record. It still sits at 56 degrees, but extreme temperatures. But it's also that we've now had these prolonged periods of high temperatures. Phoenix in Arizona has now done 16 days where the temperature has been above 43 degrees and may end up hitting a record for the amount of cumulative days where we see those extreme temperatures. So it's this build up now over weeks of people experiencing extreme temperatures that is causing such concern.
The health aspects certainly as well. The extreme heat, it's right across the northern hemisphere, isn't it? Parts of Europe really suffering.
Yeah, it's quite extraordinary to see on both sides of the Atlantic these extreme heat conditions. I mean, the first week of July was now the highest temperatures recorded in history since records began, given that we're seeing such extreme temperatures across the Northern Hemisphere during their summer. But we have seen, again, major tourist attractions like the Acropolis in Greece being closed. It's particularly hitting those Mediterranean countries like Greece, Italy, Spain and Portugal. But we're also seeing wildfires in Spain as well as in Croatia. We've now started to see not only the fires in Canada that continue to burn and have been burning now for weeks, but also fires have started in California as well. So these are just very extraordinarily difficult conditions for emergency services to deal with around the Northern Hemisphere. And also what we're hearing from climate change scientists again and again is that this is what happens when you see the extraordinary temperature rise that we've seen globally because of climate change.